Hello crafty friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Marissa. Today I have a very cool project slash tutorial to share. I have been playing around off and on with Bobby's Design. She is the French Door Studio. She has an Etsy shop and she's on Instagram. She also created a fun new account, I think earlier this year, where she did it's called Paper Tag Your It, to create designs where you can make some fun tags. Now I did make this one a little bit on the smaller side because they can be larger. This one I went with a, what is this right here, 6 3/4, but I added some tulle, or not tulle, crepe paper. Anyways, I wanted to make a project showing you guys how I make these fun, awesome ornaments that I, decoupage or just glue on, but I alter to make them festive using Bobby's Designs. Now this one is a Dollar Tree ornament, and I did share a reel where I kind of mentioned you guys this is the time to pick them up when they put them out. I did buy a box, not of this design, but a different design for Halloween. I bought a box and it came with like, I think 48 of them. You guys, I have a hoarding problem, but we all do, right? Anyways, but I wanted to share how I do this one. And I've done little quick process videos, where it shows me gluing stuff, but I wanted to kind of go through and just really share what I'm doing and the process of how you can alter your own. I'm sure you guys have fun ways that you can even make this more festive and Christmas theme. But this is the one that I wanted to share. And for this one, I'm going to use some of her cute little pumpkin dolls. They are so cute, you guys. So I have this one. And then for this one, like I said, I just did a tag and I used chipboard. I save my cereal boxes, my cracker boxes, like whatever I have, I save them so that I can use them to make them sturdy. There are chipboard pieces that you can purchase, I believe, on Amazon and other places. But I just use, recycle my stuff. And I still haven't finished, so hopefully by the time I get done with this, I'll have this done, because I do feel like this is missing something here. I just don't know what yet. Anyways, I added some tags. I also added glitter, so I'll go through and talk about that. And then just pulling out pieces from her collection. And this is a fun time to use trims as well, like different style trims. So I wanted to show what I'm playing with here. I printed out the paper dolls. Now each doll comes 3 to a sheet, but with my printer, I put 2 to a sheet of the designs. So I'm going to fussy cut. I want to use her. I love that she's holding a tag. And since this is a tag, I'm going to use that. But look at this. You have this doll that you could probably cover up and add more stuff to it. Same as this one, you can do like a clown theme. How cute is she? Oh my gosh, I just love these. Now my printer isn't the best. So as you can see, there's some blotches here and there. And the papers that I'm going to use to make this are these two here. So I'm going to trim them down. Now my printer, like I said, it kind of sucks. It's getting older. I think most printers last 3-4 years before they start messing up. But mine, I think, is about 6 years now. I think I got it in like 2019, 2018. And on top of that, I'm using like knockoff brand ink. So I think that also changes the print job. The quality of it won't be as good. And so it's mucking up the printer heads. And then this one, I love this one. I did two to a page. So one design will fit the entire page, but I did 2 to a page. So you have, here's down the middle. And then I'm going to kind of trim it down and make it sit on here. And the other thing I printed out that I want to use are these. I'm going to make her holding banner pennants, and I'm going to do multiple. These are from 2021, but I want to say she might have made a new design. I'll have to ask her, but I did 4 to a sheet. So you guys can see that my printer allows me to do 4 designs per sheet, like in even numbers. It does do 9, I believe, as well, but I did 4 because I'm going to do a fun, like, stash of banner pennants. I think that'll be so cute. So let's jump in. Here I just took the tag and I'm going to sand it down so that I can prep it for the paper. Now the paper, I did cut it down, And as you can see, this is my process that I kind of go through. Not really great measurements, but it works. So you're just going to cut it down and glue it. So for the sake of time, you guys saw me put this together. That's how I figure it out. Some people might measure. We each have our own way of going about how we do stuff. So now you guys know. I am going to say that I'm going to sand this down, but I probably won't do it on video. But you want to sand it down to give it more of a like worn look. And then you're going to go in with the Distress Oxide ink, okay? And you'll just go around to kind of give it a little bit more worn look. If you're going for that, you don't have to. You could even just add glitter here and there if you wanted to, do more layering and just leave it as is. I like to make sure my edges are nice and worn, so I'll do that. But the other thing I'm going to talk about is my paper doll. So I cut her up already, and I decided that I'm going to layer her up so she's got a little bit of dimension. And I'm also going to use this pick. These were at Michael's for, I think they were on sale, because I want to use it to layer up my little pennant. So I've cut them down, the 3 that I'm going to use. And this is what I have so far in my head. I'm going to add her to this side, and this side I'm going to end up covering because my pennants are fairly large. So I'm going to, you know, add her in between like this. I might cut her out, her hand out, and have that look like it's coming out. So I might do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my pennant here in a layered look, which I will also ink up. So it's going to look something like this. And I pulled out this little die cut that's a cat. I think it's so cute. It's like kind of glittered. And I'm going to add it either maybe here. I'm thinking more along on this line. On this side, I haven't decided yet. But what I also wanted to talk about with my doll, I'm going to ink her up and give her a little worn look. But the other thing is when you add glitter, if you want to jazz her up a little bit more. I have this fine glitter from Joann's that I've had in my stash for ages. I can't even remember when I picked this up. That's how long it's been. In my 2005, you guys, 20 years. Oh, Lord. I just aged myself right there. I'm actually going to be, how old am I going to be? 46 this week. So, oh, Lord. I'm just going to say I'm 50 now just to kind of keep my brain in that mode, adding like 4 years to my life. But anyways, so what I want to share is I picked up this pin. I want to say I bought them on Amazon a while ago, for sure last year maybe, because I have 2 of them. Anyways, it's the Zig memory system. It's a 2-way gel roll type of pin, and you squeeze this and it lets out a little bit of glue as you're kind of writing, but I try to like keep that little edge clear just so that I make sure the glue is going to come out. And what you want to do is where you're going to want your glue is where you're going to write. So I want to show you guys how I go about it. Now I know I want to put it on her star up here, and I'm going to add something here, but I also want her little hat. So I'm going to, you know, color in that glue like that and color it here like this. So you guys can see it kind of releases a little bit of ink, or glue, not ink. It looks like a pen, but so now that my glue is there, I'm going to cap it so it doesn't dry out. And this is where my, oop, this one has a little bit open. I'm going to just use this paper, but I'm going to just, you know, cover it up with the glue, with the glitter. And there we go. Now we have glitter on our design, and I want to add some to the stripes. I'm going to glitter her up a lot, and I'm going to do it on her little collar as well. Finish up and add the glitter, and now you guys can see that I kind of go throughout the designs. This is what I ended up with. I kind of went through my stash to see what I had available. So I pulled out the Celebrated Halloween pom-pom trim that I just picked up this year at Michael's, and I added it here. I just need to cut that piece off. I pulled out this paper that I had printed. It's part of her Create Magic Halloween 2021 collection that she had. She used to go by Rolling Hill Cottage and Studio, and she changed it to the French Door Studio. And so I pulled this one out. I think she might have this in her Etsy, but I'll have to look. If not, I'll ask her. But I put the little pumpkin, and I decided to cover up that black pumpkin there because I didn't want to add too much black glitter here. So I'm going to cover it with this. And then I did cut out, like I said, I had the die cut from a collection. And then she has these tag designs in her shop. And so I used one of the tags and cut out the 31. And then I pulled out a Sizzix die set that I have in my stash. It's the pumpkins number 2. I don't know what number. I don't know if it has a number. But I cut out the pumpkin in this checkered paper that I've had printed out for a while. She has pages. I want to say it's in her shop too. It's just a checkered page. She has different colored ones. She even has orange for Halloween. But I'm going to lay it here. And then I'm going to take the 31 and glue them down. And then I'm going to take the cat and add it here. I might add something in the back of the eye so you can see the eyes better, but I'm going to glue it down like that. And I think this is going to be our design. Now, I don't know if I'm going to add something. I did pull out this trim and I kind of cut it down, so I'll probably add some hot glue to hold it down from here. And then, of course, glue those down. So I'll do a little process video, kind of just to speed things up so you guys see how I glue it down. And then I might go through and add some more stuff along the way just so it's not so bland. Or just this. I feel like it needs more, but we'll see. So I'm going to glue down that mesh piece, and then I'm going to figure out where to put my doll. I am going to add some foam to layer her up. As you can see, I glued down the pick. I did cut it down a little bit at the bottom just because it was too long. And then I glued down my pennants, my pumpkin, and the 31. I decided to add some foam and layer them up so it'll stand out. And then I'm going to cut down the trim for the pom-pom. So here's my done little tag. As you guys could see, I added a few extra things. I found these little stickers. I took them apart because they were part of this. They were in here. It's a Jolie's Boutique Halloween sticker, but I took off just that part because I really wanted just the little gold to stand out. And it had like this kind of grayish sticker behind it, so I took it off. You guys, take your stuff apart, especially when it's like no longer super sticky. It's a great time to reuse them. And so I added that there. I added a little punch circle with one of the checkered papers that I did the pumpkin with and added it back there in some layers. I added stickers. These come from the Hey Pumpkin collection, this sticker sheet book thing. And then I added one here, but I feel like I need something here. I don't know. I might add something. I feel like I need something over here. So maybe I'll grab one of these like little tags, make them smaller and add another one over here. I don't know. We'll see. You know, you got to add here and there. And then I just, you know, added the white, or not the white, the orange to the cat eyes so that it'll be noticeable. And some ribbons. And then, you guys, I finished up this tag and I added a center. I pulled out these Frank Garcia Prima flowers that go with his collection. I think they went with 31, yeah. And so I used this one. I kind of allowed the brown and the gold just because there's some, like, you know, that worn look to it. And I just added this fun ribbon that I had in my stash. I don't even know what brand it is. I think I put it away already. I lost it already, you guys. Oh my gosh. Anywho, that's what I did, and this one. So how fun was that? I hope you guys like it. You guys go to Bobby Shop, pick up some of these dolls, digital kits to play and create some. And you could also use your own paper and, you know, die cuts to create different ornaments. So stay tuned for some Christmas ones because I am going to make some Christmas ones. So if you guys want, I will make another one for November, December. So thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, I'll put everything in the description box. Bye.